right? Let me check. Holy crap, did it just simply just did that? Okay, I think we're good to go on stream. It just completely almost crashed. Man, I hate it when that happens. Putting that right there real quick. Is anyone seeing this? Let me check. Let me check my YouTube channel. It's live. Yeah, it shouldn't be too much. Okay, let's just go back to the game. I haven't streamed for a while, so I know I should be streaming every single week. Also, update on some stuff. Been helping out someone a couple of days. Not training. Using my mic. Also, I compress the audio so you don't even hear any background noise. I try my best to fix the audio as I can on stream. So, lately, I got me 2 achievements already from tf2. I have been meaning to get me a premium account. Thing is, I have to wait until I go back to a GameStop or a game exchange place, or whatever what kind of game place you want to call it. I should have the type of energy that I should have on this, but I normally do have the energy. It's just that I don't know if anyone wants to be on my stream, because normally when I do commentary stuff on this channel, I normally have people on my stream call me on my Discord stuff. Oh, fun fact about that. Discord has been really buggy lately, and I haven't been able to get Discord to open on my computer, the desktop version of it, so I'm using a browser version of it. How fun. And the sad thing is that TF2 and every other game that I have likes to lag so badly. Just a moment ago, my internet connection to stream legitly, or, well, allegedly, completely almost just crashed. If I were to have this thing on a higher resolution, it would crash everything. And yes, the reason why sometimes my computer lags is because I'm downloading a lot of stuff onto my online drive, so I don't delete stuff and worry that I'll lose all my information and stuff that I keep on my online drives. I have both my external drives been my books. I have both my old my book and my new one. Well, my new one is behind my 2 PCs, my 2 PC monitors. And lately, I haven't been talking a whole lot on my channel about updates for the con that I'm help running, which is Derpy Town's Best, which is a Ponytown ornated PonyCon. The reason that we put it on the 24th and 23rd through 25th of the end of summer, in a sense, for me at least, because summer ends around the late July to early August. I don't call it summer after August, I call it late summer. But at the same time, with all the stuff happening on Discord, I've been telling a lot of my staff that I'm helping with to get people that want to join in and help run the con, even though it's small enough to be under 100. But for tf2 related stuff, I'll be helping out with someone with their MLF2 My Little Pony servers, which I mostly test out things for them. That means RTI is the one that's wanted me to test out some of his stuff, so I don't know if there's a whole lot of stuff going on. But I've been doing other stuff on casual servers more. And the reason I haven't been able to get a Steam card is because, one, I don't know which one's the best one. I'm kind of picky about stuff. Secondly, is that money doesn't come out of thin air. I have to wait 2 to 3 weeks for some money to come in from, let's say, financially. But moving on from that, even though my new mic works pretty well, I will say, in the meantime, I wish I could get my Blue Yeti to work, but I don't have a new cord for it. So I'm going to have to wait until I get me a new cord for my Blue Yeti, but I'm using a lab mic, which is good enough for a standard Yeti mic, in a sense. I got my pop filter over it, I used to put a sock filter, funny enough, over my mics. I used to put a 2-layered socks over top of each other and just simply, filter out all that noise and having all that high-pitched sound to be filtered out. I also forgot to mention is that even though I like TF2 a lot more than any game that I played on my computer, I don't have the type of, energy and stuff to put into other stuff. And I've been working on so many projects this week. I've been working on a project that I had to deal with for so many weeks. For the past 2.5 weeks, I've been trying to figure out how to get FL Studio to work and save all my projects, which I'm using the free version of FL Studio, so I'm not buying it. I'm not buying something that cost about $700, $800 to get the full thing. But at the same time, TF2 is the only place where I can do mostly streams. This is the best game I have on my computer that I can use and work with. And thing is, I've been using TF2 stuff for almost 7 years. It's 2016, 2015 when I created my first account. My first account was deleted, I think, by me because I didn't like the way it was set up. And I simply decided to just use the same account with the same default settings. Allow people to DM me on Steam, but I don't show my tags a lot on any social media unless someone asks me for a question about that. So for TF2, when people DM me about stuff, I gotten some really weird messages a couple of times on TF2 or TF2 messages. Like, I normally don't see a lot of people talk in chat. I try to tell people I'm not going to talk to you in chat. I'm not going to talk to you unless you're in Discord or Skype or Guilded. Yes, I do have private servers I'm working with Guilded. It's becoming more and more of a thing, but it's taken a while to put together because Guilded's brand new and people that normally try to go to Guilded normally don't know how it works. You know how, like, when Discord was first created in 2015, May the 16th or something like that? It took a while for them to develop it. Just like it took a while for them to get Gilded out. The first time I heard about Gilded was from Custom Name. I'm not advertising his name, but I know he's the only one that I know of that advertised that website. It's not an alternative version of Discord. another Discord app that normally is like a add-on in a sense. It's new. You can put stuff in it. You can use it for different things. Fun fact about the staff: if you're a staff of a server, you can see what's going on behind the scenes. That normally I was the general member on the Discord server, and I don't see a whole lot. The difference is that when you have staff or some form of privileges that other people don't have, they normally give you privileges that a lot of people don't have. Like for me, when I first started doing Discord servers back in 2018, 2019, like getting really into it, but after they fact that amino, Equestria amino, romance amino for My Little Pony, and I've been to almost 100 aminos, but a lot of them were inactive. I couldn't do much of anything about that. We had strange people that came into our thing. We also had a very hard time allowing people to come in the servers. It took us a year and a half to start getting a crowd of people. The amino that I started was based off of my friend David Sparkle's community, which we took a while to do. He's older than I am, so I know that he was on there longer than I have. And I decided to try to build my own community, but no one came in because no one saw my name on that community tab or something like that. I had some kind of reputation on amino, in a sense. I never had like a bad reputation, just a reputation for being a memer. I was the only one on there that mostly just talked about a lot of here and there things. I was talking about ships on there, not shipping, you know, like the big huge boats. We're not talking about boats, we're talking the character ships. We also, on there in that thing, we didn't really argue about a lot of stuff on Amino, since Amino tries to tell you not to argue with individuals, but when there's a certain issue coming up, I have to somewhat argue with some individuals. And I don't like arguing with people all the time unless it's really necessary.
We have taken the enemy.
Conversations that normally happen on Discord's differently than Amino. When I figured out that Amino was becoming more of a place to be and more of a place to be taunted, because that's what Amino was. It was taunting to try to be something on there. When PG was the only thing you were able to do. I don't like the idea of having my freedom of speech cut off and say to move on and only talk about stuff other people want to talk about. And mostly Amino's just for kids. That's all it is. I was a young adult on there. I didn't know what else to do. I didn't have any social medias I wanted to be on. I wanted to get on Twitter, but I was underage when I basically wanted to be on Twitter. But I told so many people you can't really do Twitter unless you really know how the cesspool works and how much politics and how much bigotry level type of people on there. There's such a bigotry level of people on Discord and Twitter that it's kind of hard to make a community if you're not willing to, like, you know, bash your power on these stuff. So for some people, it's fine to bash people's own stuff and keep it to a minimal. Just like for the PonyCon that I'm helping out, which is just Derpytown Con. Derpytown Fest Con, whatever we call it. It's not the DerpyCon that's up in Russia. We're talking about the Derpytown that is supposed to happen in Netherlands. It's supposed to be like a Ponytown themed con, and its theme was pretty straightforward. But for everything after that, I remember, after all we settled everything down in our little small area in the server, I was a third con chairman. The reason why I wanted to be a third con chairman was because I didn't want to lead the con. I'm just there to help organize the events, panels, and lineup, kind of, so we can see who's going to be let in, who's going to be let out, who's going to not be able to come there due to circumstance of reasons. And I just tell myself I don't want to do this. I just simply want to be just a assistant. So if the coming con chairman, the two con chairmen, Roy and Scott, which is Queen Derpy and Derpystown, both of them are from Elma. Only one of them is from Elma 2, and myself. The reason why I know how to run a server is because I ran a server that had almost 100 people in it. I had a good chunk of people that wanted to talk to me. I love talking to my community for a while. My old server was mostly focused on Unsafe for Work, which, ironically, one of the things that did happen and made my server completely get run down and taken over by allegedly crazy people that I'm gonna mention here, that I don't even know where they are anymore. Their names are Max and Niels. I met them on a Telegram community server back in 2019, 2018, kind of. I decided that it was fine for me to be around them, but I asked them about their server. Their server was taken over. I don't remember the name of it because I didn't have really much of a screenshot of all the stuff. I didn't know how to take screenshots because my computer ran differently back in 2018, 2019. And I decided, well, I've wanted to run their entire server, but I couldn't because at that time I didn't have enough people that were friends of mine. This is way before I met the drama community in Mount Punishment. This is way before I started to hear more bad things about what's been happening behind the scenes about PonyCons and all the stuff that's been happening behind the scenes, or just in general bad stuff. The reason why I didn't really want to get involved at the time was because I did not know what was happening. I did not know that FNGR was calling out so many people at that time. And I'm just mentioning him because by that time, KP and ToonCritic were already outed as really just stupid things. ToonCritic, on the other hand, was the most well-known thing that happened with that entire shenanigans. I really wished I liked KP, but I never liked her enough to really say that I care enough about her ways of treating her staff. She's also tried to blackmail some people, but at the same time, when FNGR was calling her out, I was thinking, well, if someone doesn't agree with you, you should just allow it to be as it is. I know drama is just drama, and everyone has their own opinion about it, but the thing is, opinions shouldn't be a fact. It should be just a personal preference or personal advice, not true and audience. The only time you should do that is unless you're calling out a predator and say that they have done wrong, they need to change, they need to get off the internet. That will be on you. But everyone else that has tried to call out some predators, there's some predators that I remember in my time watching from FNGR. Normally a lot of them would just deny all the claims and just be an absolute moron to not say that they have done wrong and they should get help. And I have a list of all the predators that were called out. Some of them were not mentioned at all, some of them are new, some of them are just really, really brief mentions and they were never covered. Several of them I looked on the forums from Ruse's document that I still have on my Google Drive and Docs. I looked at all of them and some of them looked like they were relevant still. The only one that was still relevant out of all those years was Joffrey. Why Joffrey Simbursky is because he's still on the internet. And I still think he is a threat, but I don't really know what's been going on behind the scenes. I don't know too much about him besides me calling him out. And my phone goes off. I'm not going to worry about that right now because I know I keep my notifications to a minimum when it comes to my phone. If I ever do stuff on Skype, I normally don't on Skype unless it's something really serious because it has my real name on it and I'm fine with that. It's just I don't want people calling me on Skype and trying to call me for something, whatever reason. And out of all the stuff that's happened on YouTube and every other platform that I've heard, the Herobrine situation, which I was pretty much a white knight for him at that time, in a sense. I'm still neutral to this day about it, but at the same time, when all that was happening, I did not know what to do with these kind of people and how to process that. They were calling him out for something that he did, but there was no evidence of him doing this kind of stuff. There was evidence that he is mentally unstable. And I'm saying this from my perspective. I'm just saying that to say that he might be normal when he's not angry. But when people called him out, I did not know why they were calling him out. I thought for a minute that he was good with his heel. Why? A lot of the stuff went under just general chaotically dumb and very pettiness, because in my point of view from it, not just the true fact, but the entire drama got kind of really essentially just be bizarre in a sense. Just like, how can you believe such a really one-ended spectrum of the entire equation in a sense, but not look at it in a way where you have to look at all the facts about him. If you don't know him, then you can't really just say that he's off the bat. You know, they allegedly said from what Steve has, from my point of view, I met Steve Gifford, which is MLB Steve. I met him for a while. I called him out for being a liar because he's done stuff to another friend of mine named RTI. That entire situation was dropped so much. It took a whole year. It took a full year for them to realize that entire thing that Steve was doing was taken out of context. Some of the context from a lot of the drama that I have been a part of. There was ones with me in it, there was ones with other people in it. There was another individual that really exaggerated the entire situation, which was named Sapphire Glitter, or just Junior something, I don't want to say his name. But he and the other people that I've met, the only legit thing out of all the communities that I've seen that called out someone was Black Shadow or Gary Castle. And I told myself, I met him pretty briefly also, just like Steve. And Steve told me a bit more about him than I should know. That he was a kind of a stalker. He stalks people in a sense. And after we called him out for his allegedly stalking people from a lot of different individuals I'm not going to name, there's too many of them I can name that he has stalked, and he has also legitimately tried to do some death threats that don't really work. They just make the situation boil to a point where it's just doesn't work that much. It really makes the situation extremely uncomfortable, because when I first met him, he was calling Dark, me, and a few others, including Steve, out, and he was saying the N-word. We're talking the hard R E at the end of it. And even though I shouldn't be offended about that thing being called from a white person's thread, I shouldn't be called that. But if a white person's been called that, it's kind of a dumb argument to make. I don't remember the exact arguments that Dark, myself, Steve, and everyone else were all making that time, because all of this stuff was happening at such a really fast pace that I couldn't keep up to what was happening. There was times where I was offline, there was times where I had to stay away from the situation, because it was making me extremely stressed out that I have to keep up with all the stuff that was going on. I had so many screenshots from Amino from the situation that I couldn't keep up to all the stuff that was happening at once. And there were several other individuals that were part of the Dark Herobrine situation that I do remember. But I don't remember too much. I just remember very briefly in the first incident, which was from late 2018 to early 2019 in June or July. I don't remember, I remember it's those 2 months. But it was kind of a bit in a sense, to me, pushy because it was extremely, in a sense, just bizarre in its own accord. Like, there was bizarre stuff that happened with that situation that was taken so far. I was going along with it. I was not really trying to be on anyone's side. I was not trying to get on anyone, but I knew that for a fact when the Black Shadow situation took into place, I basically had to interact with that because I interacted with Black Shadow for a very small time until I blocked him, told him off, told him that you're a predator and you need to leave me alone. I don't want to be your friend because you stalk my friends online. I don't like that. I don't like it when people stalk me. Even for a predator, they shouldn't stalk me because I feel very unsafe. Because I know they're going to go after people that I know and love and dear. And I am always extremely paranoid about predators online. If anyone's caught doing any kind of porn that is illegal, for taking like all that kind of stuff, like extremely illegal, zoophile, and even FullCon and LolCon, I don't like any of that. I get extremely mad when people try to defend about it and say that FullCon's okay. No, it's not okay, because I look into that kind of stuff, and it's extremely just child porn disguised to be safe. And I don't like it because of how ridiculous people try to claim on fanfiction, for instance, to just simply let it slide. How you can allow anyone to just slide with that? How you can just claim that someone is going to be let go after all that shenanigans? No, you shouldn't just allow someone to go off the hook with certain porn that should be questionable. I don't care how people treat it. I don't care how long they have been liking it. They should be put into a mental institution for that, because that is a sign of certain things that should be put into a psychologist, because a psychologist should look into that. We're talking like a professional one, not a person who's just the general public. And from experience, I've been a psychologist too. I had a bad experience with a psychologist that was a man, abused kind of a little bit, butt into my own life and try to help me, but he really didn't really do. I'm not gonna name names, but I was telling myself that if people do like pedophilic things online, they should be looked into as mentally unstable people online. They shouldn't be around kids. They shouldn't be around anyone online, because it's just unsafe. And I know My Pony fandom might sometimes have kids around here and there. I stay away from them from afar, and I try. I only talk to them if they want to tell me something that seriously happened to them, or like they want me to hear them out from. Because I remember a couple of times, another situation after this one happened was the Cody Way Patrick situation, who was a sadist rapist who raped a 12-year-old at the age of 19. He's now like 20 now, I think. I don't know how long it's been since his birthday. I went on his server to talk to some of his staff. I talked to everyone that was on that server. I got insights that allegedly Cody Way Patrick, from one of his friends that did talk to me privately in DMs, that he raped a real child. We're talking 12 to 11. And he has been arrested. And he is in jail for $50,000 in bond for how many years now? I don't even know. I might have to look back into it. It might be a little bit longer than 15 years, I think, from what the report said. I'm not sure. But I think the report said that he'll be in there for a very long time. Not going to get out of jail. He might possibly be on parole for a very short time. From what the law says, if you molest a child, you have to be registered as a sex offender. You have to be registered under those conditions. Some of my friends of mine that I used to know, old legend, he told me that For example, he has been put into an 8-year parole thing until he's not allowed to be around anyone under age of 18. He has told me some stuff that has happened in that situation. Some of the stuff that happened with Old Legend was a little out of context. I don't know how much was of it that was taken liberty on, but I know that a lot of the liberties that were taken in that situation was a bit too many times. I just know off the bat that situation, I had to talk to him privately for about a half an hour. Then after that, I went to bed around 12 in the morning. Then I found out he deleted his account on both all his social medias. Besides his fanfic page is still there. It hasn't been deactivated yet. I might have to look into it and see what I can do about it. But I'll be around my late 20s when he gets out of his parole. So I may be around 30, 29 maybe when he gets out. But I'm not sure how long until it's, you know, recollected on and see if he can talk to me privately. He also still has my phone number, which I'm going to keep an eye on him. So if something goes wrong and he has to talk to me, then I will allow him to do so. I just hope he's doing fine. I know he is. He has a life. He's doing his job. What other things happened in all that situation too? There was the flutter rocket situation that happened around late 2019 or 2018. I'm not sure. A lot of that situation I did not know too much about until late. I was too late to know what the situation was. I was asleep. I was at school and asleep at the same time. No, wait, not at the same time. Just like I was just in school when it was done, when it was happening, and then after that, I did not know other information about the people that were involved. I didn't get Flutter Rocket's name, which I was kind of sad about because they didn't really get into it too much. I just know that they called him out, that he had some unsolicited, in a sense, porn to certain people that were underage, certain people that told him off not to post unsolicited porn in DMs. Fun fact about him, thinking back to my Discord account, he found my new Discord account. He doesn't know that my old one was deleted and banned. And I know that my first 2 accounts, I'm not getting those back. But I did not tell Flutter Rocket that I still mauled him for the stuff he's done. And he came back to me for some reason. I don't know why on earth he came back. I'm a bit worried he's going after more people. I'm just paranoid that he's going to do something again. I feel like people can change, but for the stuff that a lot of these pedophiles that interacted, some of them that I interacted with, didn't change and lied in front of my face. A person by Ty Wilson and Darkstorm both lied to me about they're gonna change, and I told them off so many times that they needed to go to prison for their actions. And I was getting so agitated by it that I legitimately wanted to hurt someone for what they have done. And after all of that happened, Ty Wilson decided to leave me alone. I blocked both Darkstorm and some of these people. After that happened, I remember that Dark Pony 345 happened right after that situation. He was possibly a little bit after the Dream Credit situation because there was not much of Dark Pony when he first came into the picture. And I remember when Dark Pony came out as Header, it was on Bruise's channel and FNGR's second channel, which was Frenzy Friends. And in 2019, when it was called out, when he was 22 or 21 years of age, he's now like 24 now, or 23, and he's still on the run. Fun fact about it, he hasn't changed. And he's such a parasite with drama, it's kind of dumb. It's just completely just, why do you keep doing this? You don't understand that you were in trouble the moment you got called out.
We have dropped the enemy intelligence.
Man, sometimes I question the justice system every time that I look at people who are like this. Like, why does everyone have to keep doing this? Where every time that you get called out, I know the evidence is kind of questionable in a sense. In some cases, there's questionable stuff. Some of it is, most of it can be true, but I can't really factuate the stuff that all what Dark Party has done, or Matthew Mason. Matthew Mason is too stupid enough of a scum of the earth to understand that he's in the wrong, and he decided to think it's fine to say that I had sex to a minor and I'm proud about it. How can you be proud of something like that when the law will frown upon you and rip you to shreds? Because prisoners do have kids that they want to take care of also, and they don't want any kind of rapist or child molester or sex offender to be around any of them. And sex offenders do get beaten up pretty bad in prison. They are heavily frowned upon by society. But I'm not sure, out of all the people that were called out of 100 people that were called out on that form that Bruce's document had, I remember part of it had evidence that it was mostly there, but a lot of it was censored, which was good, because some people who do want to look into that, they want to see what's on there. There's always stuff about evidence that I basically like. And my most heavily frowned upon scenario for evidence is damage control. Damage control is my worst case scenario of, no, you should not delete any kind of evidence from predators or anyone that is an enabler, because it will become a serious crime. It is a felony. Deleting evidence and deleting videos and deleting your channel is a felony by all means. And I will say this right now to anyone in stream. If you have evidence of someone being a predator, you shall not delete that evidence. You shall return it into whoever you trust. And I mean by trusted adults, not reckless behavior adults that will do something like that to you and take advantage of it. I don't like reckless adults. I don't like irresponsible people who are going to do that, because it is extremely frowned upon. There was a lot of evidence that I looked into for some predators, including the stuff that was told about Dark Hereby when he was called out for being a predator. The evidence was, to me, when I first heard about it, I was iffy. I was not going to believe anything they said. That was my mindset. I'm being truthful here. When I was 18 or 19, when all this was going on beforehand, Zucker, I think it was MZ Zucker that was calling him out for the stuff he's done. Talked to him and called him out for his stupidity for doing that. But all that was not completely true, because a lot of the stuff that Dark Hero did wasn't unsolicited stuff. Out of all the times that I've seen people who, just deliberately just call them out for being a predator, it seemed,
We have taken the enemy.
has he ever, this is the thing about predatory stuff. If they did unsolicited porn, they did dick pics, they asked them sexually misconduct, they, drag people like that into that situation, then I will believe you that they are a predator. But if there's not dick pics, there's not sexual roleplay that's underage for a minor, then I'm gonna call it off as nothing more than a he said, she said situation. Because I will not believe anyone for that. Unless the person who's legitimately give me evidence about something, I will believe you about it. I will believe anyone with clear evidence, true facts, real victims, and not playing a victim, and people who engage in certain people that are questionable and need to be called out for their, stuff. Everyone else on accord, that's questionable too. I just try to tell myself that there's just too much questionable stuff that happened behind the scenes with some competitors that I looked into and just researched off the bat. I just wanted to see who had the more legit evidence that was in front of me and evidence that was true and not tampered with, not controlled by individuals that are irresponsible adults, liars, sociopaths that want to make them look like they're bad people, but they're not. I have a tendency to really just disagree with people who are like that. I hate it when people lie. I hate it when liars tell me a fib and I can easily tell off the bat that they're lying and are not showing evidence. If you don't show truth shots about something, don't believe them. They're a liar. But from mouth to word, take that with a grain of salt. Take some stuff with a grain of salt because it's not going to be goody two-shoes about it. Because to me, if I see people legitimately tampering with certain things and want to make it look bad on them so they can get in trouble and they get off the hook, the person who's accusing them wrongly or try to be truthful about your claims. The law plays very different in this, so if you're tampering with criminal evidence about someone and legal information that's been deleted, for instance, then you're tampering with a felony because that evidence is needed for whatever court case that comes up. Just like all the evidence that was with Cody Wayne Patrick, that evidence was 100% all in the court. They saw him, they got people that from his online community. I tried to talk to some of the people that were part of Cody Wayne Patrick's server that allegedly had a Philly on the thing, so I was telling myself, did he tamper with Falcon? Did Cody, that I used to know as my friend, but now a predator, and outed that person for their stupid behavior and got in trouble with the law? I wasn't really going to just allow myself to slip on that, because I was so angry that all this stuff was happening at once. When Cody Wayne Patrick came out as one of those rapists that secretly don't tell anything about it because they're doing it behind your back, I was kind of backstabbed. And I don't like people backstabbing me for doing stuff. And also, he was kind of cheating on his girlfriend, I think, because when you do unsolicited stuff with a kid, all you're doing is cheating on people and also getting yourself in some big, hefty fines of being called out and be heavily hit on the head with a spike, get a gun, shoot them in the mouth and blow their head up, because that is just how they are seen as. And that is a blunt teaching statement. If you're a predator, you don't deserve any kind of life. You're not supposed to give any kind of privileges. You're not supposed to be put any kind of forgiveness. I don't forgive anyone who's a predator. I don't. I don't forgive their actions. I don't forgive their ways of seeing themselves. I don't forgive anyone for that. I told myself ever since I was a kid that I'll never forget people if they're going to be true to their word. And people are not true to their word, they're a liar. And I don't like liars. I hate fucking liars. And I don't like people who lie to me in my face. Because I can see it right for their own butt that they're lying to me. But moving on from all the Predator stuff, now, out of all the stuff I've been doing this week, I've been trying to figure out what to do with my time. I've been reading comics. I finally got 3 comic volumes of the full publishing comics of all volume 1, 2, and 4 of The Walking Dead. I'm not going to spoil the 4th one because I read half of that book. I know I got all the way up to 186 on the comic issues. The last one been released was 193. I'm not going to spoil it for anyone. And to say this at least, it is a really good ending, but I'm not going to tell you what it is. But I will say I've been really trying to catch up to all the stuff I've been doing on tf2 lately, and it's been a pain to keep doing it.
Three, two,
Before I do anything, I need to go to the bathroom real quick. I'm going to excuse myself. I'm going to leave the stream going as I will.
alert. The enemy has taken our intelligence. You failed. The enemy has captured our intelligence. We have taken the enemy intelligence. We have dropped the enemy intelligence.
Okay, back to business. I know I was offline. I'm gonna see what I have here. While I'm at it, I'm gonna check the stream real quick. Bingus. That is a weird name to have. Back to business. I'm gonna join a man up mission because I feel like I want to test out my skills like before. You know, in some cases, when it comes to tf2 and some of the other mini games that you play on here, I feel kind of bad that sometimes whenever I'm playing a game or anything at all a game, I feel like people are constantly cheating and just being hard tryhards. I really wish I can see people while I'm streaming also. The only way for me to do that is I'm going to have to put my chat box in front of me and see who's talking. And I don't like doing that because that distracts me from the game. That's why I do everything on the phone.
Get bloody going!
Devil is calling. If you're not dead, I've got work for you.
Get going!
I'm gonna use my bombs, sticky bombs.
They're here. If they get that bomb to the hatchway, we're all done for.
5, 4, 3,
2, 1.
Let's do it!
giant demonites. Not enough.
Here come the spies. You've driven the wall back.
Thanks for the raid!
Alert! The bomb is about to be deployed. You alert! They're deploying the bomb. Alert! If they deploy the bomb, all is lost. Alert! Stop them from deploying. How could you? Now head to an upgrade station.
I'm ready!
Building a sentry.
Building a sentry, yeah.
Engineer down! I am ready.
Yeah, I'm ready.
I'm moving this. That was getting heavy.
Let's go, mates!
I'm gonna see what's going on the stream, because if it's just the sound that you can hear, that's all that matters, but video, that's gonna have to be...
Which one of you is crying? Soldier, it's mine!
The first wave of robots is here. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Let's give this soup can hell!
That there wasn't getting any lighter.
Engineers, look out for that sentry buster. Do not let the ball. Alert! If they deploy the bomb, all is lost. Incoming. Alert! If they deploy the bomb, all is lost. Stop them from deploying the bomb. Stop them! Deploying the bomb. Not let the bomb hit. We will destroy them. Hurry, get to an upgrade station.
Ready! Ready!
Y'all ready?
Conga dance.
Go, go, go! Sound off if you're ready.
I hope your affairs are in order. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Run, cowards!
Yes! You've driven the bomb carrier back!
Just almighty now, tiny giant! And the giant killing us!
Alert! 5,
That must be delicious! The bomb carrier grows stronger! Magic is dead!
Fight destroyed.
Now, tiny giant! You are a great doctor! Giant is killing us! Pyro is dead!
Hey, Heavy, it's Pauling. You're the only one I trust for this.
Alert. The bomb is about to be deployed.
Metal Giant is killing us!
They're deploying the bomb. They're beating all. Fight destroyed. Now get to an upgrade station.
Go, go, go! I cannot wait!
You are a great doctor! Let us begin!
Let's go, mates!
Let me check the stream, be sure it's not lagging out.
This is it. Do not fail me. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Hide, cowards! I love this doctor!
Oh no.
Incoming spy.
Now, tiny giant!
Engineers, look out for that sentry buster.
Ha ha ha! Very back, baby!
Another sentry buster has entered the area.
Metal Giant is killing us! Giant robot has bombed! Scout is dead!
Yes! You've driven the bomb carrier back! You have destroyed all Spybots.
Spybots! Spybots! No! I'm being relieved. Oh, thank God.
I'm back! Thank you, Doctor!
Good. Get to an upgrade station before they return.
Heavy is falling. Got a contract for you.